3 years ago tonight, there was the most almighty party that took place in Parliament Square. Boy, it was lively, it was fun, tens of thousands of people, maybe 100,000 people, joyously celebrating not just the fact that we'd left the European Union, but that we had finally beaten a political and media establishment who would simply refuse to accept the result of June the 23rd. This was our modern-day peasants' revolt, and we were going to celebrate it in style. And I was lucky. I did the honours of doing the countdown to that moment, and let me just share that with you now. Well, it was quite a moment, and passions were running very, very high. People were thrilled, people were excited, and whilst we didn't think it would lead to immediate riches, we did think it would lead to a new kind of politics. But maybe a clue as to what was going to happen was going on simultaneously a few hundred yards up the road. In Downing Street, Boris Johnson, and for those of you watching this on television, I can show you the pictures. For those listening on radio, Boris Johnson very modestly just sort of banged a gong and looked, I mean, look at his face. There isn't really any joy. He looks almost half embarrassed and somewhat awkward. Oh gosh, we promised the British people we'll do this. We've got an 80-seat majority. Golly, we've actually got to do something now, and that's not easy because many in our own party never wanted it in the first place. And so here we are, 3 years after that moment and 2 years after we left the single market. Have there been achievements? Yes, there have. There's no question that in terms of foreign policy, we stand much taller on the world stage, whether that's the AUKUS deal or whether it's the stance we've taken on Ukraine. And you may agree or disagree with that stance, but we were free to make those big decisions to take a lead. You could equally argue that we haven't had to bail out Italy and many other countries with this huge coronavirus payment scheme that the European Commission have dreamt up. You could argue we've avoided many EU laws, but the truth of it is, we haven't even removed the 5% VAT on our fuel bills. I mean, a simple thing like that would have been a win. And go and ask the 5.5 million men and women running small businesses in this country whether any of the regulations by which they have to live have been relieved. The answer is a big fat no. The fishing industry would say much the same. But the big one, the really big one, millions of people voted Brexit back in 2016 who don't normally vote, because they actually thought it was time to get back control of our borders. Very controversially, I put up a poster which showed a snaking column of young men coming into the European Union. The point was vote Brexit, and that won't happen here, but it's happening. 45,000 people crossed the English Channel last year, and we still have a court in Strasbourg that has a say. So, have we made the most of Brexit? Let me know your thoughts, please. Farage at GBNews.uk, because I really don't think we have. I'm delighted we left. It was the right thing to do. It was a joyous moment 3 years ago, but we haven't done anything like enough, and that's frankly because I don't think the Tory party ever really believed in it. Whether Boris Johnson did is an open question.